Hello everyone, it is Sue here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my Monday's Crafty Chit Chat and Slow Stitching video. I'm going to give a quick update on the patchwork table topper for my mother. It's going really well. I think I'm down to like the last part of it, so I'll share that real quick with you, and then we're going to spend time working on this, which I started last Monday, and videos went out last Monday and Tuesday, and then we're going to continue on with it today. So as you can see, I have the 4 quarters sewn down or sewn together, so they're sewn together. I even sewed down this Battenberg piece, and because everybody liked the Battenberg when I had a question about what to put back here. So now I'm to the point, so this is pinned. It's pinned to the front, and I even have at this point the 4 corners on the front pinned. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this lace, which I know I'm going to use, and I'm going to get it pinned on here. And that's going to take a little while to do because I have to get it straight on both sides, right? It has to look good on both sides. And then I think what I'm going to do is once this is pinned, which then at that point means everything is pinned, right? The back will be pinned on, the corners will be pinned on, the lace will be pinned on. All I need to do at that point is come through and stitch on this lace. So I have to think about that and make sure that it's going to work the way I think it's going to work. Yeah. So I was going to do the blanket stitch on the edges of all this, but I'm like, well, if I did the blanket stitch, I would do it without the lace, and then I would cover it up with the lace, and I'm like, well, that's crazy. So I'm not going to do that. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with this. I'm in a really good spot. And it is for my mother for Christmas, so I have plenty of time to work on that. So that brings us to this. And I have made some decisions about this. So, okay. Let me just, I guess I'll kind of explain what I want to do different. So as I was looking at this, like what I was going to do was bring the back into the center, like in the back, and sew that, which leaves, it's beautiful. But you know what? I'm looking at the size of it and I'm like, it just is not big enough. So let me move this stuff off of here. I have all kinds of stuff everywhere on here. Okay, so what I've decided to do is that I'm going to take a piece of the same linen napkin that I have here, and I'm going to take some batting and we're going to put an extension onto this. So I have to figure out how much of an extension I want on here, right? So all I'm going to do, I think let's just start with this. I'm going to just pin this down, and what I'll do is just do a really easy, straight stitch just to sew these together. By the time we're done with all the stitching and everything, it's gonna be down. It'll be fine. So let's just kind of test this. So say I extended it by this much. Let me move this. Okay, I gotta have thread everywhere. So say I do it that much. Is that enough? So what I want to do is kind of do this. So basically, see where this ends, this piece, this corner piece? It ends, I think that, I think that that is going to be really good. So this would be the new size of it, and I would be stitching it together on the side and on the bottom, no longer bringing it around to sew down the back. So I like that. I like the way that looks. And then on the back, so like I have this corner piece, which I would probably move, right? Because then that is no longer the corner that it used to be. So let me just take this off. I'm just gonna put it over there, and I'm gonna take this. I have two pieces here as well. I'm gonna take those off. And I'm gonna go ahead and stitch this down. I like this size. I'm happy with it. It's good. So let's go ahead and I can cut this. All right. And let's go ahead and just do a quick little stitch here to get this sewn together. So I have some thread ready to rock and roll, and let's do this. So, it's okay to, you know what, let me just take a minute. Excuse me, do I want to go through multiple layers? I can, or it doesn't matter. So I just think I'm just gonna do this, and whatever it grabs, and whatever it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm okay with that, because like I said, remember, it's all gonna be stitched together. So, right, the front, the middle, the back, it'll all be a nice cohesive pouch. Yeah, so, I guess I never say this, but I guess I assume everybody realizes it, because most of you, if not all of you, are some sort of crafter, right? That's why you watch my channel. So you can start something and it takes a totally different turn, and that's okay. Don't feel like you're committed without change to something that you said, or that you showed, or that you thought you would do. So that's my 2 cents for today, is that you have the freedom to make it any way you want. So pretty much, I'm going to say pretty much almost everything I work on, I change. I do, and that's okay. All right, so now we have that. So now I have to bring in here a piece of batting. So let's take this, and is that wide enough? It is wide enough. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Oops. And let's move that to the side, and then we can trim the bottom because it is too long. Come on. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. So now I need another piece of this, right? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull out the big piece, the whole shebang, and let's cut a piece. Let me grab it from my closet. And you can again see all the yumminess on this thing. So I think what I'll do, let me just move this whole thing out of the way. And so we want something, we don't need anything too busy because, well, it's the back and it's just not necessary. So let me unfold this a little bit. I mean, this thing is huge and I'm looking for where I already cut it. Okay, so here we go. So this is where I've already cut pieces. So what do I want to do? I don't know. I think what I'll do, let's just tear this and I think I'm gonna cut up this way. So I leave this beautiful section intact. Okay, so I don't need that big piece. All right. And then if we look at this, I think, well, let's pull this back over. So I don't need a big piece at all. So I'm gonna look like right here. I can just grab that. I think that that will be perfect. So again, I only need a little piece, but I do want the two edges to overlap. So let's go ahead and cut this. I hope this is all making sense. I'm sure it is. All right. Oh, it's very hard to cut. It's so intricate. Like there's so much like thread going on. Like beautiful, beautiful applique. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. Okay. So now let me pull back this. And let's go ahead and get this all pinned down. Okay, so I can just do that. As easy as that. And yeah, it's not straight. None of it's straight. And I'm not worried about that. So you know what? To me, that's good. I don't know. Should I be pickier than that? I don't know. All right. So I'm just trying to think here. I don't think, well, let's put some pieces on here that I want to sew down. And then that's going to sew the batting. It'll sew everything together, right? So I'm not, I guess what I'm saying is at this point, all this new piece is just pinned together. On this side, oh, you know what? Oh, no, it goes this way. So this is now upside down. I'm going to turn this around because I don't think do I want the flower up top? It could be up top. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it. Let's leave the flower up top because it actually goes this way. Believe it or not, I can tell what the right way is. Okay, and I'm going to take, is this sewn at all? Because I did sew with you all, I think it was Tuesday's video. Okay, this is all sewn, so that's staying. That is not moving. Now let's work on this. Okay, let me grab a seat. And let's think about this. So now this is going to go like this. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh, I love it. You know, and it, excuse me, it does go through what I would call an ugly stage, which I do think it is at this point. Ugly meaning, you know, like there's just like, it's all mishmash. It's just mishmash right here, but it's all going to come together. Like I can see I can see how it's going to end up. You know, I don't know exactly, of course, but you know, I know it'll come out looking a-okay. So that's what's going to happen. So that will go there. So that means when I place anything over here, I either want to make sure that it's something that goes from the back to the front so I can sew it down, or like this piece. Now I can't remove this piece because it's sewn on up to here. I could cut it, but I'm not going to. I think it's fine. I mean, it like borders the front of the pouch, right? So that's fine. And I can sew it down really nice and tight right there, right around the spine, right? No, it's not a spine because it's not a journal, around the edge. All right. So when I look at this, so I'm going to know that this flower is basically on the back. And I need to know that because that's going to kind of be my judge of where I'm going to put things here. So the edge is basically right here, right where it folds in half. Okay. So now. So I really did like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back on. And if you remember last week on Tuesday when, oh my gosh, I don't know, it's funny now, but I had sewn 3 pins underneath layers of stuff and I couldn't get them out. You have to go watch that video. You know what, I'm going to take that off. I did cut this off of this. That's something else I did from last week, and I love the look of it. And remember, I'm layering. I want the layers. So I liked it right there on the corner. Okay, good. Then I also had, this. Where's the piece that was with this? Oops. Okay. I think it's gone. I had, oh, no. Here it is. Okay. Or this one. It doesn't matter. Either one. Okay. Because I had wanted this basically here on the edge of the pouch along with this. And I still like that. And again, I want to see the underneath. I want to see all of it, right? So let's pin this and let's look and see if that works. Sure is puffy. I mean, it is thick. Okay, now see, I like that. So what we're going to do, so that's going to be the corner. See that? That's going to be the corner. So we're going to have a focal piece here. Now, I don't know what it's going to be exactly because I've changed my mind 29 times since last week. But there's something will go there, or multiple things will go there. I don't know. We will see, right? Okay. So I like that there on the corner. I wanted to keep some of this visible. So the top fabric, I wanted to keep some of that visible. Okay, so then I had this, which I know I had on the corner, and I still like it on the corner. It's feeling a little flat at the moment. I do need to add something underneath it or on top of it. I need to add something. So I have just stuff, right? Oh, this is pretty. This might work. So if I did something like that, you see how now that's layered and that looks pretty? Oh, I like that. But what I have to consider is this part of the back. So now I'm covering the flower. So should I cut this down? See, the reason that it's going this way and not this way is because that's the back of this. I would like it to go that way, but it's still going to cover that flower. So is that flower important enough to me to cut this here? It could be. It might be. I think it is. So we're going to go ahead and cut this. You know, and all that does is leave more yumminess for something else. It's not a big deal, right? Okay, so now we can see that flower. And let's pin this down. All right, and I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Okay, so now we have that and that. So now these are ending in basically the same spot, which I'm not sure if that is good or bad, but let's go ahead. Ouch. And pin this down if I don't make myself bleed again. Wait, that's the wrong way. Let me turn this over like that. Okay. All right. Get that. And we'll get that. Okay. So now that's down. So we're doing good. We're doing good. So what do I want to put back here? I could do that just by placing this one simple doily. That could finish the back, right? Because then I'm seeing this flower. There's something here. Do I need something on this seam? That's going to be a question. So let's think about that. Do I? I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I did like that. No. So what if I just put I had something like that. That would cover up the seam, the majority of it. It would it would not stick out on the edge of the pouch. I could even go like that. You can still see the flowers. I want to make sure you see the flowers. So that's a possibility, but I still have to put something in the middle, right? Oh, well, I was going to say a yo-yo, but I don't know that. I don't know. Let me look at the ones that I sewed and see. I don't know that I have a neutral. I don't. You know, I found this. I made this years ago. I actually made this flower. I forget who it was that I learned this from. I had made, I don't know, 2 or 3, and I've used them. Oh, that looks pretty. Oh, that might be my front piece. You see that? Did you see that? Look at that. Wow, that's gorgeous. Oh, I think we have the front. Okay, and I have the word love that I liked. That's stamped as well, but let's try this lady, which is a Dina Wakley stamp. I like that. I like that. Here's the word love. I like that as well, actually. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm leaning more towards the love. I like that a lot. I can even pull in another piece under here. I like that. Do you like that? I like that. So what's going to happen is anything on the edges, remember we're going to sew over here. So it's going to kind of like stick out a little bit, and I love that. So let's go ahead. I think we kind of have a plan for the front. I can't leave that sitting there, but I like it. Can I sew that down? This is hard. I must have glued this on. So I would have to sew around the edges, but that is gorgeous. Okay, as of right now, because you know me, I could change my mind. That's what's going to happen, because what I could do is even put something under it like that, right? Now that's pretty too. See, this is the dilemma. Not that it's a dilemma. It's like, I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to put these to the side. I'm going to leave that pin there. I like the front. So now the back, I'm gonna fold it in half, and let's look. So this is what it's going to look like. So what do I put on the back? I could put this doily. I would feel like I would need something up here. So maybe another piece of this. You know, and scrunch that up a little bit. We could do that. We could do that. I still have this piece of tulle, which is white. No, I'm liking this color on here. Okay. Oh, and I still have, I was going to pull this in, maybe. I like that. Okay, I'm going to pin. And I'm thinking I like this. So we're not going to overthink. We're not going to overthink. I do have to pin this down better. Which way do I want it? All right, I'm going to pull this pin out because I'll sew it down. If I don't, I'll sew it and I'll never be able to get it out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, what I mean is, like, I'll sew it under the layers of everything, and yeah. Ask me how I know. Okay. Oop, come on, pin, pin, pin. Oh, this didn't even pin down. Let me go all the way down. I don't want to go too far down and go all the way through. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. Oops. Okay. So what do we think? I feel like it needs something here. There you go. Don't make it difficult, everybody. Okay, I'm liking it. I like that for the back. Okay, so then this would be the front with the flower here. I did have a button, but if I use this, I don't need the button. I think I might try to find a white doily about that size. Let me see if I have anything like that. Because what I don't like when I'm looking at this is that these are like the same color. But then, of course, if I have white, then it's going to kind of blend in with the rest of it. Anyway, But see, something like that I like. So it's just a piece of a doily that's all cut up. I like how it has the edges, right? The ruffled edge over here, and that it is a different shade of neutral over here. So I think I like that better. Yep, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so let me pin this down. You know, once you have something that is pleasing to your eye, that's when I say, well, just pin it. Because again, I mean, we're not totally committing to it. I mean, I feel like I am, but I know I can still change something. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sew the front of this. So let me grab my pearl thread in size 8 and my needle, and let's get stitching. Let's get stitching. So let me know, are you gonna try something like this? I mean, I hope that you do. I mean, even if it can't be all neutral, I mean, you can make it any colors you want. You can make it any size that you want. What I would be more interested in knowing, oh, I forgot about the beads. I don't want to forget about the beads. What I would be more interested in is knowing if, you know what, I think I'm just gonna stitch this from the top. So let me kind of go in here, get the knot underneath. So I'm not gonna go all the way through for this piece here. I don't feel like I need to. The rest of it is all sewn all the way through. So we just need to hold this down, and then the flower is going to be sewn on top of it. So it will be held down. But what I was saying is, I don't know, I think like as far as composition, I mean, if that's something that you're reluctant to do, or you're like, oh, you know, I can't do that. That kind of thing, you absolutely can. And, you know, and if you're a paper crafter and you know, you probably do compositions all the time, or if you're a painter, you do compositions all the time. It's the same thing. This is the same thing. Yep. I mean, I think it's even just a little bit more forgiving, actually, than gluing down, right? Because once you glue, for the most part, once you glue, that's kind of it. I mean, except for maybe a few seconds, depending on what type of glue you're using. Where this, I mean, it's pinned. It's like until you actually sew, even after you sew it. I mean, I have undone things that I've sewn. So it's very forgiving when you do compositions, stitching with fabrics, with laces, with doilies, with, you know, all the pretty frilly things. But I would love to... Oh, see, now here I'm getting into stitching down other things as well. So I'm going to make sure I grab, you know, I think here I am going to go all the way through. Because now I'm getting a little bit of this, probably not that piece, but this piece right here. Yeah, so I would love for you, I'm you know, put a little challenge out there to all of you that maybe, like I said, are reluctant to do a composition like this, just do it. Just do it. There's no harm, right? There is absolutely no harm at all. If you don't like it, undo it until you like it. Yep, that's all. So I would love to see or hear. You can leave me in the comments if you've given this a try. If you're comfortable, you know, let me pull this pin out before I stitch it in there. If you're comfortable with composition, and is it fabric? Is it paper? Is it sewing? I mean, is it painting? What is it? What kind of composition do you do and that you're comfortable with? I would love to know. I mean, I do think that, you know, a lot of this is the same thing, right? It's the same thing. So, you know how like doing odd numbers of things, like three flowers versus, you know, 4. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with stitching, you know, the same rules, so to speak, if you want to call them rules. All right, come on, pin, where are you? There we are. Let's pull you out. All right, so I'm going to look at this now. So this is sewn down enough for me because remember, this is going to go here. So that's going to sew that down even more. This I haven't worried about just yet. But since I'm over here, I'm going to stitch. Let me pull this pin out. I'm going to stitch over here more. So let's do that. Where did I leave off? All right, I'm all the way over here. I'm going to come up over here. All right. You know what? I do want to go through here because I want to make sure that, remember how I have pieces for my batting? Remember how I took like pieces of batting and pieces of mattress pad? Remember that? Yeah, so I want to make sure that I sew them down so that they're not moving. So that's why I feel like I need to go through. Getting a little squinchy. That's okay. Squinchy is okay. And I don't want to sew any of this down, like on this side, where it's all totally flat. I still want, you know, the edges to have free movement and even stick up a little bit. So I'm basically sticking with my stitching here and leaving this. But that's up to you. You do what you like. You know, maybe you want it all stitched down. Well, then that's what you do. All right. Oops. And the good thing is it doesn't matter what the back looks like because it's a pouch. You're not going to be looking at that often. I mean, what I probably should have done, and I know, and I thought of this, but you know what, was that I should have put this backing, the linen napkin, on very last. Right? Because then you wouldn't see all the stitches coming through. Yeah, that's probably what I should have done, but I didn't. and that's okay. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's all good. It's all good. All right, another stitch here. Well, no. Well, yeah, let me put a stitch over here just because that's kind of like sticking out on its own over there. And and then I see that like right here, I feel like I do need to stitch this area right here. I mean, the flower's going to go there, but I don't think it's going to go over that far. It could by the end, but I do feel like this right here does need to be stitched. So I'm going to come back over this way and stitch this down so it's nice, and it kind of brings this together, because right now there's like a little opening right there and I don't necessarily want that. All right, and then once I get this little area, ow, did you see that? Ouch. Once I get this little area done, yeah, see, that makes such a big difference. I think that that looks good. So that's another thing, another little tip, you know, definitely take, after you like sew something down, or even if you're in the middle of sewing a particular piece down, it doesn't hurt to take a step back, like just stop for a second or two and look at what you're doing and make sure. Now listen to me, it's so funny, I get such a kick that I give advice for stitching. You're like, what a hoot. Like, I am not the person to be doing that. But I guess from my mistakes, I have learned, right? So, yeah, it's always good to take a second here or there and make sure that what you're doing is looking okay. All right. So now we have that. So this is down, this is all loose. I might come and, I think I'm going to put just a few stitches there. So I'm going to put a few stitches under this piece just to hold this piece down just a little bit more. Oh, and what it will also do is it's going to stitch this piece down more as well. I forgot about that piece. All right, come on. Ah. I'm going all the way through to the back here. So I know it's going to be nice and secure. All right, and let's knot this off because I think that that's done for over there. Yep. Okay, so that looks good. And I'm so proud of myself that I didn't sew pins in. Look at me. Look at me go. Oh my gosh. Okay. So then, so all of this is good. This is loose, this is loose, this is loose. Perfect. Exactly what I want. I think what we'll do is I'm not going to worry about the top of this today because all of this is now sewn, but we are going to sew this. I do want to get this sewn. So how do I want to sew that? So I'm sewing this piece at the same time. I mean, I could just do a straight stitch around. I could do the overcast stitch. If I do the straight stitch, it's really going to allow that fraying to show, and I think I like that. So this is going to be one of those things where I am going to have to stop and really check and make sure that this piece is straight. So I want to make sure I go through enough layers. I don't have to go all the way through to the back. But I have to get through several layers to make sure I get this sewn down as well. I mean, if I do go through to the back, that's fine too. Then once we get this sewn on, that will be it for today. So what will happen is I'll come back probably tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. Oh, I think I said earlier that it was Wednesday last week. No, it was Monday and Tuesday last week where I sewed, where I started this project. Was it? Yes, it was Monday and Tuesday last week, not Wednesday. What did I do Wednesday? I don't remember. Just making sure there's no pins in there before I stitch this. Okay, I'm thinking, that's why I'm being quiet. I want to make sure I get this straight and get enough stitches in there as well. Okay. So when I'm doing this, it definitely makes it so obvious of how poofy this thing is. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So I'm still taking the medication. It's been a month. That's supposed to, well, that I was hoping would help with this whole throat thing I have going on. I don't know. I think it helps a little bit. So I'll keep taking it. But I don't know. I'll have to decide if I'm going to go to an ENT, right, an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and have them look at my throat. All right. Don't come out. All right, so let me look. Let me see how I'm doing. Okay, it's a little wonky. Wonky's okay. I like wonky. Wonky's good. All right. Oh, there's, yeah, every once in a while I get it in a spot where there's no way it's gonna go through. So I have to move the needle. All right. So once we get this down, that will be it for this video. Check out last Monday and Tuesday's videos where I started this piece. And I will be back probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it will be next Monday, but I'm thinking I'll probably do it tomorrow. I have so many sewing projects going on. I'm getting a little, not stressed, but like I guess I have to prioritize at this point, right? Because I don't know, like, and I think the thing that will happen last is my Christmas table runner that I'm making for me. But I'll see. I mean, it's only the beginning of November, so I shouldn't even say that. Because I've worked on it, so I have more of it done. But like I want to do my December journal. To me, that's important. So that's like the bigger thing. Like the next thing is that. because I want to be able to start using it in early December. So, yeah. And then, well, I have the Roxy project and, yeah, and my journal. What else? I feel like I'm missing something. But anyways, yeah, so, okay. So the love came out nice. It's not too wonky. This, I will sew here. I'll sew that off camera. Yep. And so I'll get that on. So then that means that starting in the next video, see how this is a little squinchy? I'll have to figure out if I want to fix that. Oh, which I can easily do. So, yep. So I need to fix that poofiness right there just a little bit. And actually, it's that easy. I just fixed it. And then we'll start sewing on the back. And we'll see if we can get that done. Because if we can get the back sewn together, then all I have to sew is the sides and the bottom. And then this pouch, well, is it going to be done? Well, I'll probably put like a piece of lace, or maybe like, not that. Is this long enough? I don't know what I'll put here up on top. I'll have to think about that. Something like this. No, I think what I would do is just put something pretty. So maybe it would be this. Something pretty that I would sew onto the back. I like that. Oh, and this is just long enough. Look at that. Ha! Ha! I think I will probably sew that there, which will bring all this upper top stuff kind of together. It's not going to make it even. It's just going to finish it. Like, I'm not going to bring it over. I'm just going to stitch it. Yep. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'll use that. Okay. Alrighty. So, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. So, I know I have that. I have that. Yeah, what do you think? So this is the front. And this is going to be the back. And I'm still thinking about that because now I'm like, oh, it looks a little dark. So I might switch this out. Yeah, it's just a little dark. But I like it. All right. Well, that is it for today's Crafty Chit Chat and Slow Stitching video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will get back to you. And let me know, about how you, how you feel, making composition, putting something together. Let me know. All right, God bless. Bye-bye.